The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 431 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Coral Edition of the Kingslayer's playing cards. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. So here we have the Coral Edition of the Kingslayer's playing cards here, in a more of like a satin style tuck box. So it's in between a matte and a glossy finish because there's a little bit of shine to it, but not like super glossy or anything. It's more of that satin here, and it's more of like an orangey kind of tone for the tuck box here, like the colorway. More of an orangey kind of color there, like a lighter orange, so the coral colorway. And it says King Slayers there. You got the sword and playing cards. And on the sides, there's nothing written on the sides, just that colorway. And then on this bottom, you got the barcode, the Ellusionist logo, and Ellusionist Playing Card Co. Manufactured in Belgium, so different stock and finish. On the back, you got a sneak peek of that back line. There's no seal for the cards, and on the top, it just says King Slayer. On the top flap, it says Topple the Master. The inner top flap is that kind of coral colorway. Now take the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box, just plain white. Nothing too crazy with anything going on inside of there. Now that we took a look at the pretty simplistic tuck box, now take a look at the cards. We'll start with that backside. So here we have a mirrored backside with the standard white border going around. And it is a bright orange back design colorway there with the white swords on top there. And you got the swords that are on a little bit of an angle, on a mirrored angle there. So we flip it over. Same design in both directions. Pretty nice. Now for the cards you get with the deck, you start with the first sword, and you got the two swords there in that orange colorway there, and they're just like the ends are touching there with little metal sheen lines there. And then the second Joker here is the two swords in an X shape there. And you get that custom Ace of Spades here, the classic Kingslayer's Ace of Spades with the big spade there, with the king there with the sword going through it. Then you got the Kingslayer's logo there and the Ellusionist Playing Co. made and printed in Belgium down there in that orange colorway. And then the rest of the cards are pretty standard, like nothing like too crazy going on. They're slightly a little bit smaller of a pip. They're in the cards, but they're a little bit, they are just pretty standard there. Nothing too crazy with like the pips there. Then you got the court cards, which are pretty standard design, just in that more like the coral and like an orange and white colorway. And the diamonds are custom there, that bright orangish coral color there, with a little black border going around it there. So definitely custom diamonds there. Then you got that same kind of bright orangish coral colorway for the court cards once again. And the same thing for the clubs here, that bright like orange colorway. That will really pop off the cards, which looks fantastic. And you got the pretty standard clubs, just a smaller size once again. And lastly, the hearts, Jack, Queen, and King of Hearts, once again, that custom colorway. And then the hearts are also that kind of orangish, bright orange color with the black borders. And then the last two cards in the deck, you got an extra Queen of Hearts, and you got a double backer of that back design. Now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And they're made in Belgium, so they have a different stock and finish than most people will be used to. But first, we'll start with the springs. And just based off that first spring, I gotta say, nice and springy, nice and smooth. Got a nice flex to it. There. So pretty smooth springs. There, no issues with those springs at all. Nice and smooth, and a little bit, almost a little slippery. Not too bad. Now for the fans. And as you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can see most of the pips and numbers. No real stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. Now for that Pharaoh. And as you can see, the Pharaoh, I definitely had to like push them together to get them to interlock and weave. When I have a giant print of that back design. And I gotta say, that's a really bright back design colorway. But now for that reverse Pharaoh. Reverse Pharaoh was pretty similar to where kind of like I had this little lightly pushed together. But now for dry fan of the faces. And now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. Pretty smooth riffles and bridge shuffles there. Pretty nice. Now for a few little packet cuts. Pretty normal and average packet abilities there. Pretty nice though. And a little bit slippery, but not too terrible or anything. Now for that one-handed cut or chevalier cut. And now time for the dribble. Pretty smooth dribbles. I think you have a little bit more grip with the back design up. And now for that spread fan. Lastly, spread the cards on the table. We're going to say another pretty nice deck from Ellusionist. Not a pretty simplistic one again. There. Another nice simplistic back design there. But in this bright orange kind of colorway, which looks fantastic. I love that kind of colorway, especially with the white and orange kind of tone to it. And then the faces, which we saw, which are pretty standard. The diamonds and the hearts are a little bit custom there, with that custom like orange kind of colorway for the colorway. And then they got the black borders going around it. But other than that, it's pretty like standard, like nothing too crazy. Then the court cards are that custom colorway with the orange and the white. There. Look fantastic. Overall, pretty simplistic design to it, but still pretty nice. And then for the handling, it's handled pretty nicely. A little bit like slippery from time to time, but overall the handle fantastic, just like another deck of cards. So pretty nice. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 431 of a daily deck review. This has been the coral or the orange Kingslayers from Illusionist. And I'm the Canadian Calculator signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.